Hey again, this is Greg from Blue Diesel. I'd like to walk you through a couple scenarios that we have with our new general inquiry dashboard. It has over 40 million rows of data, over 100 attributes coming from national drug acquisition costs, the FDA, drug master filings, Orange Book data, and Medicaid. So let's say you're at a conference, somebody approaches you and says, hey, we have this application we're not manufacturing. Would you like to partner with us? What you need to do is evaluate whether that's worthwhile partnership. Let's say that drug is something as common as prednisone. Put prednisone up here, you select it here, and it quickly tells you how many drug master filings there are, how many people have applications. There's a lot of floating applications. A floating application is an application with the FDA that is not being used. So there's no reported Medicaid activity on it. So most of the times these are discontinued, but discontinued applications are also interesting. You can quickly see who is a big player in the prednisone market and how they've trended over the years. You can go down here and see firms reported, DMF holders, things like that. You can right click on a lot of this data and drill down further. So this is, we're going to drill through to see firm details for American Health Packaging. That's going to subset the data for American Health Packaging, and it's going to show you, the products that they have and how they've trended over the years. So you can see that some of these products that they had are doing really well in 2015 that, perhaps did really well in 2015 only. That's their first year, and they weren't doing so well before then. So this is the amount of Medicaid reimbursement by years, but down here is the substances by years. So this is dollars, this is units. So you can quickly kind of see that perhaps the units don't increase over time as much as the dollars do. And then you can see what kind of areas this company is in, the physiologic effect, the pharmacologic class, chemical ingredient and mechanism of action. These are all categories of drugs from the FDA. And then further down, you can see what types of drugs they're in and the applications that they have with the FDA. When navigating in the dashboard, do not use the back button. Use this button because this will move you out of the report completely, and this will take you back to the main screen. We also have a number of prescriptions by year and firm, clinical trials, national drug acquisition costs, and so on. So the number of prescriptions by year in pharma class doesn't have anything in it, but the number of prescriptions by year, the firm does have information. That's one scenario. Let's refresh the report by using the clear button. This makes sure that you don't have anything selected or anything sub-selected. Show you another selector that we have down here is pharma class, and that's interesting because you could put in something like opioid, and you get, these are classifications by the FDA for opioids. Now there's two types of opioid agonists and opioid antagonists. Opioid agonists, those are drugs that activate receptors. This is what treats the pain for an individual. An opioid antagonist is something that treats an addiction. So we want to look at the agonists, not the antagonists. Let's take a look at the opioid agonists and the partial agonists, like this. And what we'll see is these are the agonists in the market. So these are the drugs that are causing the opioid epidemic. We can go down here and it'll break down by the number of prescriptions by year in pharma class, so you can kind of see what groupings there are reported by the FDA and Medicaid. You could see over here the number of manufacturers in the market for these drugs and how it's increased over time. And there you go. There are many, many other scenarios you can run through. All these charts and everything you can subset them so you see them in detail however you want to. I would be happy to make different scenarios. Write us at Blue Diesel or leave comments in the field. If you have any suggestions for improvement, let us know, and we'd really appreciate it. Thanks a lot.